Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're here at Bert Smith Subaru in St. Pete, Florida, and guess what? We have that all-wheel drive legend for you, and it's this vehicle right here. This is a 2024 Subaru WRX, but guess what? This is not your standard WRX. This is the TR. But before we get into this all-wheel drive, 6-speed manual equipped performance sedan, let's talk about what's going on here. So things are changing in the auto industry. Obviously, lots of talk about electrification, lots of talk about more hybrid technology, but you know what? When it comes down to old school rallying and that all-wheel drive performance, the WRX is still in Subaru's lineup and still trying to bring the goods. Now, of course, there's been many iconic names that go with the WRX. STI is really the top dog. But there was a time when Subaru had a TR model. TR standing for tuner ready. Essentially, back then it was a base model and allowed those sport tuners to really add their personality, their flair, and extra performance. This TR is bringing a little bit of everything, because what you're getting is you're getting goodies from the WRX GT, but you're also getting upgraded handling and braking performance. So what I want to find out is, if you're looking for an all-wheel drive performance vehicle, there's not a lot out there in this price point to choose from. Of course, you got the GR Corolla, another heavy hitter, which is actually right at Bert Smith Volkswagen across from here, is the Volkswagen Golf R. So let's find out, should you go Subaru WRX TR or should you go with the mighty Golf R? Let's go ahead, let's dive in our black on black TR and find out. Right off the black on this blacked out WRX, and yes, right off the bat on the black WRX, we have the ability to kind of blend in all of that plastic cladding. So even though I'm not the biggest fan of black cars, they look good when they're clean, and I paid the price owning a black car many years ago. This, though, with the cladding, hides everything very well. Let me know how you feel about it. Traditionally, it's all about World Rally Blue, but the black, I think, is going to be very popular to put on the new Subaru, especially this TR, because it hides everything. Now, at the front of the business, you're going to get, of course, that updated design, and that goes without saying on this new generation. Full LED daytime running lamps, turn signals, and your projector beam headlights, which are active, which means they turn and move with the steering wheel. Down below, we got the old school rally fog lamps, some fake vent, which I wish they would have done something with this. That, to me, I don't know. It's like if you would have just left it smooth black, it would have been fine. So that is a zonk, but the LED fog lamps sort of make up for it. Now, as we come across that low slung grille with the iconic WRX Subaru badging, love the constellation of the Subaru company's badge. You do have a metallic gunmetal gray finish on the grille. And then down below, you have the flat black with full functionality in that lower portion. Now remember, the intercooler for the turbocharger is not front mounted. It's actually top mounted. And that's what gives the WRX its iconic hood scoop, is having that intercooler sit on top of the engine rather than in front of it. Now, as we rise up, like I said, that iconic hood scoop, you go all the way through the generations. Going back to the mid-1990s, you had your functional hood scoop. Love the way they made it wider. I just miss the days of when they were taller. You go back to 04 to 07, much taller. Here in the United States, at least, because remember, the STI did not make it to our shores until 2004. The WRX, 2 years before that with the bug eye. So you have the bug eye, 2002, 2003, then they switched it up to what the Subaru fans call the blob eye, and then you had the Hawkeye. Those really showcase the largest hood scoops. Now, as we come around the bend, talk about large, we have these unique 19-inch wheels. special for the TR. Another thing you're gonna notice is that satin gunmetal gray finish. Let me know how you're liking the look. And of course, we're gonna get the upgraded 6-piston bright red Brembo calipers. Gonna give us nice braking capability. The tires are upgraded, and that's the thing I think a lot of people forget is it's easy to just say, well, why don't they add more horsepower? Other ways to develop performance is from the braking and the tires. These are those Bridgestone Potenza S007 tires, 245 on the width, 35 series sidewall on our 19-inch wheel. The one thing that's a zonk for me is that you don't get the adaptive suspension from the WRX GT. That would have been nice to see on this TR, especially to update that handling. But what they did do for the handling is they changed out the rack. This has a unique rack, steering rack, compared to your standard WRX. But let me know how you're liking the wheels with the black. That metallic black looks fantastic. You do have the flat black cladding, but like I said, with the black paint job, it hides it very well. I would like to see eventually a change where they paint all the cladding. Let me know if you agree with me down in the comment section. Now I'm gonna have Steven kind of swing around, let you see the arrow that they put into that fender flare there. Gloss black on your mirror caps because it is body color. So ours is black because our whole body is colored black. But if you had a blue, it'd be blue. If it was silver, it'd be silver, so on and so forth. LED lighting, and then this does not come with a sunroof. So the WRX GT comes with a sunroof. This does not. No sunroof, you can't option it. That's gonna cut down weight and give you a more rigid chassis, believe it or not. Now, of course, you're gonna get the same flat black side skirt extension, very aggressive. And I'm telling you, if these things were painted, I really think more people would be running, not walking, but running to buy a new WRX. Now, coming towards the rear, I love the way they flare out the door. Very nicely done. And one thing to realize is that when it comes to the brakes, so let's talk about this. Looking at the Golf R, Volkswagen updates the brakes, but they're not Brembos. They're not a rigid multi-piston, like a 6-piston caliper. On the WRX, like I pointed out up front, the TR, you're getting the 6-piston Brembos. Back here, you're getting your Brembos as well. So they didn't go cheap on the brakes. And if you notice, the rotors are cross-drilled. That's meant to cut down on heat buildup, and it makes the rotor a little bit lighter, which helps with rotating mass. So those are the benefits. Like I said, performance comes in many different ways, not just more horsepower. Now, as we swing it around, Steven could show off that nice flared fender, looking good, into the taillights. Now, on the taillights, you do have LED brake lights, but they still do an old-fashioned Thomas Edison light bulb blinker. So that would be a zonk for sure. Trunk lid spoiler, looking good. That's something that the WRX is, only the Bug Eyes really had a higher spoiler from the factory. This is what you get from the factory. And if you see a WRX, a new one with the big tall wing, somebody put that on there. And it's up to you whether you want to make it try to look like an STI or whatever, but that's not my cup of tea. I'm fine with what comes from the factory. Now, you got all your typical badging. WRX, there's no TR badge, so you got to look at the wheels and the brakes to really see that this is a TR. Of course, you're going to get that same great symmetrical all-wheel drive system. And then working our way down to ground level, I do like the way they did the quad tip exhaust, stainless steel tips, and you do have a rather bulbous flat black bumper. Let me know how you feel about this. It's like the more I see it, it kind of grows on me. It would be interesting to see if this was painted, if it would really change my mind. But let's go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk about the engine and the horsepower of this WRX TR. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hood struts, like I said. Intercooler up top. Top-mounted intercooler on a WRX. That's why we have the functional hood scoop. And here's where that rubber grommet is gonna fit around the intercooler. And one of the things I've always liked about WRX and STI engines, you get to see everything. You have your plastic intake. Now they're used in plastic intakes with your 4 individual runners. You got your throttle body, like I said, the intercooler, your alternator, AC compressor, and you'll notice that on the last couple generations of WRX, you actually have your oil filter up top. not down below. But what do we got performance-wise? You're still gonna have that 2.4 liter turbocharged flat four pumping out 271 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 6-speed manual transmission only, and it does have a short throw shifter kit added to it from the factory. 0 to 60, if you know what the hell you're doing, 5.3 seconds. Quarter mile goes by at 13.8 seconds at 102 miles per hour, and top speed is 145 miles per hour. So still the same amount of horsepower as a standard WRX, but is that necessarily a bad thing? If you're comparing this to the all-wheel drive Golf R, you're looking at 315 horsepower out of a 2-liter inline 4 turbocharged engine. So how do you want to have your all-wheel drive performance? Let me know what you're thinking so far in the comment section, but let's go ahead. Let's fire up this black on black WRX TR and hear if it makes any sound. All right, guys, we are inside this 2024 WRX TR. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, growing up, I was all about Subarus. You know, I used to watch World Rally Racing when Subaru was running. I used to watch Rally America. Hell, I even watched Rallycross, Red Bull Global Rallycross, and remember seeing all the great Subaru all-wheel drive performance action. But I'm very, very curious about this TR, and I was thinking about getting a Golf R, but I think I might want this TR. How much is it? So MSRP, the way that this one is optioned, you're looking at a price of $43,900. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. I like how you're getting the upgraded WRX GT interior. So what does that mean? Soft touch material up top. Then you have the dark Alcantara with the red stitching. Some faux carbon fiber, I'm okay with it because at least it's not gloss black. And then armrest, nice and soft with the red stitching. Door pocket is where it gets a little tight. So maybe 2 tacos from Taco Bell and a Pepsi to wash it down. And we have the Harman Kardon sound system. But I don't know why you would want to listen to that. It's all about hearing that flat 4 underneath the hood. Now going from the door panel to the dash, the Alcantara, the red stitching, soft touch. I like the way they bring this satin gray finish in. And if you notice, they bring the stitching even onto the center console. Much different than the WRXs of the early days. Now this one just rolled off the truck, so we still have some of the shipping film on it, but you're gonna have that 11.6-inch infotainment system, portrait style. If you wanna see this more in action, I'll leave the link to the red WRX TR that we drove over at ACH out in California. So still having all your usual controls. The AC controls are mostly built into the screen besides your dual climate temperature gauges. Working our way down, you do have a 12 volt, you do have a aux jack, USB-C, and a USB-A. You got a place for your 5 track day Twinkies, and then this is where we make the cream. And this is where you might be busting the Twinkie cream all over the place, is the 6-speed manual, nice crisp engagement, short throw action, leather on the shift knob, the red stitching. You still can get a manual on the Golf R for 2024, but if you wait, this is the last year. This will still be available, which is great. I'm glad Subaru is doing that. A little bit of silver trim. You have a little cup here for some Jolly Ranchers, maybe some Mentos if you have, if you need fresh breath, the fresh breath maker. Then you have your mechanical e-brake, which remember the Golf R doesn't have. 2 cup holders. Standard Subaru key fob, nothing wrong with that. Still looks good. And then this is the crescendo. This is the French, the chef, the French kiss. I was gonna say the French kiss. Well, I guess it could be a French kiss. I know I do like French kissing, but the chef's kiss are these seats. These are the Recaros out of the GT, and it's got the awesome bolstering, the Alcantara, the red stitching, manual adjustments for the passenger. I have 8-way electric adjustable, and I'm telling you, these Recaros put the Recaros to shame in my Type RA, my 2018 WRX STI Type RA. I love these seats, just like I love French kissing. But, and I don't just do that with everybody. Just so that it's known, I don't just go around French kissing everybody. But I will take you for a ride if you want in this WRX, which we're gonna do. Up top, you don't get the sunroof from the WRX GT. And remember, the big zonk on the WRX GT is that it only comes with a CVT. WTF. But it is what it is, as they say. Coming over to the business end, I want to show you behind the flat bottom steering wheel in this WRX. I want to show you coming over. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. Still to this day, one of my favorite pedal boxes and pedal placement is in a WRX or a WRX STI. You have your aluminum dead pedal, clutch, brake, and throttle. Perfect heel, toe, downshifting all day long. Much better than the pedal box in a Golf R. I'm just saying. And if you're wondering why is there blue stuff on the pedals, that's how it comes when it gets off the truck from Subaru. Now, like I said, for the driver, they do give you the electric seat adjustments. Love the bolstering, and it is a little bit more than what you're gonna find on a standard WRX, but it's not too much. Don't freak out that you're gonna be squeezed like you're in a vice grip, because you're not. This is a performance car. We need some performance seats. Steering wheel, the leather all the way around, flat bottom. It's got the WRX name within the faux carbon fiber, the red stitching, just like a Pete Rose baseball. And then of course, you're gonna have your analog display of tachometer, speedometer, fuel gauge, and coolant gauge. The one thing that's different is that this is the first manual transmission WRX to have eyesight. So we have that eyesight technology, one of the best safety pieces of technology on the market. So nice to see that. But why don't we get into the back seat, because I want to take you for a ride in this TR. All right, guys. Now, obviously, the biggest difference between the Golf R and the WRX is that this is a sedan, a four-door sedan, and the Golf R is a four-door hatchback. But with that being said, you're still getting a crazy ton amount of room back here. I still feel like the Golf R is going to have a little bit more, but being 6 feet tall, plenty of room up front, plenty of room in the back. I like the way they do the leather material all the way around. Nice large pockets. You can put your trapper keeper back here, maybe a pencil box with your pencil grips. And then of course you're gonna have USB-C, USB-A. The one thing you don't get are the heated seats. I thought that was funny how they like, here, we're gonna take that away from you. So no sunroof, no heated seats in the back. But sitting back here, like I said, pretty comfortable. I like the way they bring the stitching, the Alcantara. Pull this bad boy down. Ooh, Subaru Charmin Soft with 2 cup holders. Not showing you the trunk. Watch the red review at the end of this one if you want to see that. We're ready to rock and roll. This TR is warmed up. Let's go on throttle and see how it drives. All right, guys, we are inside this WRX TR. Remember, TR stands for tuner ready. And one thing you're gonna notice right away is just how amazing these seats are. It really allows you to feel connected with the car, and they just hold you in so well, and they look so good. Plus, it's the WRX TR with it's got the Recaros. That's the name people want. Almost forgot to point out earlier that you do have that nice cubby area here where you could put 4 bags of Big League Chew, and there's a 12 volt. And it's got nice soft material on it with the red stitching. But comfort-wise, I really love what the WRX brings, especially the new one. They really did a great job with the chassis. They did a great job with the space on the interior. And of course, that all-wheel drive performance. The one thing I wish that the car had from the factory is I wish that there was some extra sound from the exhaust. It's like, where is the exhaust? Why is the exhaust not louder? And they have an STI catback exhaust that you could pay extra for, but I feel like it should come with the TR. But working that transmission, it's a hot knife through butter. Really, really nice shifts. Of course, they reworked the suspension for the TR to give you a little bit more connected feel when it comes to handling. But the good news is that it's not going to shake your body apart, which is wonderful. We don't want your body parts to be shaken out of your body. Clutch pickup is pretty good. I actually think it's perfect, but I know some people consider it heavy, and it is compared to, say, a Civic Si or a Type R or even a GR Corolla. But compared to the Golf R, they're pretty close. The Golf R is maybe just a little bit lighter, but still having that all-wheel drive and having the beefier brakes, the name, the history that goes with the WRX TR, is just that extra piece, which just adds to the whole driving experience. All right, let me show you some on-throttle action. Are you ready? I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. Nice. Ooh, some pops out the back with the exhaust. And that's, like I said, part of that driving experience is having the sound. And it would be nice to have just a little bit more with the STI catback exhaust in this TR. But I guess if you're going off of the old adage of what the TR is about, they figure somebody's gonna put their own exhaust on it anyways. So that's something that they're gonna modify. But let's see how this car handles. Are you ready? On throttle. Nice. The gearbox is a hot knife through butter. Suspension feels good. Look at this. Even over these railroad tracks, I mean, it doesn't totally just destroy you. These cars are fun, and that's what driving is all about, is having some fun and being able to have something unique and then put your own personality into it. That's what it's about. All right, guys, we are in first gear, 3,000 RPM. On throttle, here we go. Nice. I hear the pops, I'm digging it. Look at this. Got the Brembos shedding the speed very, very quickly. Into this left-hand bend. No body roll, all grip. Definitely no slip. But the heel toe action, so nicely done in this car. Because the pedals, it's all down to the pedals. The pedals are perfect for heel toe downshifting. Visibility is great on the brakes. Woo! Nice. Just a really great driving experience. That's the key here. And for the price, like I said, you could go Golf R. I think if you're looking to do mods, the WRX TR is the way to go. The Golf R does have the nicer interior. It does. But I'm going with the gearbox in the WRX TR, the Recaro seats in the WRX TR, and of course, the 6-piston Brembos in the WRX TR. On throttle! Yeah, look at this. Nice. Very controllable, very confidence inspiring, and definitely when you look at the overall price, it's bringing the goods. But we're gonna go ahead and get back to Bert Smith Subaru and wrap this one up. So I will see you in a Subaru second. All right, guys, another great day in so many ways here at Bert Smith Subaru. Definitely want to thank Larry, the rest of the team, getting us their very first WRX TR, and the very first one that I've ever seen where it's black. And that's very interesting, like I said, when we talk about all of the add-on cladding. But let me know what you're feeling in that comment section. Are you gonna go WRX TR, or are you gonna spend your money on the Golf R? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rights family. Got to give it up to the Flood Man. He knows how to road through a 6-speed manual transmission. So we definitely got to give him his love and respect just for that. Steven says at the end of every day, make sure you learn, kids, learn how to drive a manual transmission. But since the horns are beeping and we got to wrap this one up, I'll see you on the next ride.